Tell me
So
what's
we
going
can't
on
hit
with
that
because
up.
I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on with Kendrick and Drake.
All right, I can take a stab at it. Pause. I
Go
think
ahead.
all right, so for one, I don't think that Kendrick doesn't like Drake, but Drake did a lot for Kendrick's career. Like Drake
Okay.
took Kendrick on tour early before the Good City Mad Kid album, like that, like blew him into prominence.
Okay.
Drake took him on tour.
Okay.
And so somewhere along the lines, things happen where they're now beefed out. But everything that I've seen Drake basically extending olive branches to Kendrick
Okay.
over the years, even as Kendrick was throwing subliminal shots toward Drake.
Okay.
I think
And
that
this is not the first time that they beefed, right? They've had beefs over the years, right?
they've had tiffs over the years,
Okay.
but this is by far the first time that it was direct, like that there were
Okay.
direct lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Lyrics directed, like that weren't subliminal. Um, I think it is strange. It's a very strange beef. Because neither of them have bass in their voice. So like it's hard for me to really take two falsetto voice having ass niggas like serious. It's really strange. Um Kendrick sounds like
Angry.
an angry like chipmunk. You know what I'm saying? Like that
You look like an angry chipmunk.
he looks like an angry chipmunk. And
Yeah.
Drake, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like it's almost like
That's Jimmy from Degrassi.
you a boxer, you a martial artist. I don't know who your two favorite fighters are, but whoever your two least favorite fighters are, it's like watching them scrap. You know what I'm saying? Like for me,
Okay.
it's like, and I'm not even saying they're my least favorite fighters because Kendrick has some cool songs, Drake has some cool songs, but like I don't give a I personally, like, so I'm the wrong person to even probably. I don't give a shit about any of this shit, but I do think that it was unfair for Kendrick to tell Drake that he shouldn't say nigga and attack his blackness. I thought that was
Wow. Wow, that's
I thought
interesting.
that
I
was
didn't
like
know.
some weird like reverse colorism sort of thing, but I really don't care. And if both of their careers ended based off of this, I think we would all be in a better place.
Right. So, that's funny. Go ahead.
First of all, for me, I've never listened to any Kendrick Lamar songs like ever. Never. I heard probably one song, "Please Don't Kill My Vibe," and that was it. I wasn't impressed. I was just like,
We gonna be
Really?
all right. We gonna
I
be
don't know what
all
that
right.
is.
Really?
Now Drake,
I
I mean,
don't know what.
he's a pop culture. He's a pop kid. So he's all over the game and stuff like that. So I'm hearing his music all the time. You know what I'm saying? He makes songs that for some reason is horrible, but what's that cell phone song?
You used to call me on my cell phone.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that crap. And
You
like
stole that from somebody.
I don't know how that got into my head and now I'm mumbling it, you know. But he had hits. He had hits with Wayne, he had hits with Nicki and stuff. And I just always thought I thought he was a skilled rapper. I think they hyped him up a lot when he first came in the game. And then he started singing, and I hated the singing. I like the rap, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody gonna get shot. That's all I'm gonna say
I hope
because
not. Yeah, I hope
Somebody
not.
already got
nah,
shot.
somebody did get shot. Somebody just got shot. The security guy got shot at Drake's crib.
Which
Yeah.
so Drake security guard got shot?
Yeah,
Wow, that's
and then they try to break into his crib. Like it's getting that real because you don't talk about my son or talk to my son in a diss album or my mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody gonna get shot. You know what I mean? Like you don't do that. Like they ain't got nothing. The women and the children don't have nothing to do with this beef. And then you telling my son that I'm a pedophile?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Wow.
That was mean. Like I said, he wild.
That is mean. That is mean.
That you wilding. Like you really hate him like that. But then
You don't say shit like that unless you can prove it. Like unless there's some substantiated evidence. Like you don't say shit like that. Like that's almost like the chick that likes, you know, that claims rape. You know what I'm saying? But like it didn't happen to her. She just heard somebody was like nah, you don't do that shit, dog.
Yeah,
you don't do that. So like, and I haven't seen the proof yet. They say there's proof. That's that. I'm sorry. Somebody gonna get shot. It's not Biggie all over again. I look at the different. I look at the people behind these artists.
Yep, that's it exactly. Yeah.
You got to think about it. Drake is represented under Birdman and Jay Prince, whereas Kendrick is Death Row, Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, Snoop. J. Cole is JayZ. So it's like, you know, JayZ is ill because when JayZ came out and did Takeover, that was so powerful that it took Nas a minute to come out with his track. And for me, like, I don't care what nobody say, Ether was not killing Takeover. That's just
brother, I disagree with you.
I disagree as well.
I disagree.
Vehemently.
Listen,
I couldn't do it.
I'm Brooklyn through and through, but Nas hands down won that. He hands down won that. But let me say this.
Can I say something, Z, before you even go?
I put got yourself a gun over Takeover.
Hold up, Z. Just like how Ether was promoted and pushed when it came out, because finally Nas responded. Because it took him a while to respond after Takeover.
Nas is a thinker, though, right? So and not Nas is gonna. All right. Go ahead. I'll let you.
Just like everybody pushed that out, and it's like, oh, Nas did this and Nas did that. He murdered. He talked about his lips. He called him Joe Campbell. All the types of stuff. That's how I feel when I hear the Kendrick Lamar. Nigga, fuck the big me. It just make me nigga bump. You know what I'm saying? That shit. Everybody's just like, oh, yo, you gotta look at the lyrics. Oh my God, look at the. My son be like, yo, Dad, look at the lyrics, Dad. Look at the lyrics, Dad.
You sound just like
you don't see. That's exactly how I felt when Ether came out. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. So you're entitled to it, and everybody is, right? I think everybody's entitled to their opinion about the Nas and JayZ thing. For me, I've had this debate many a times because people always think, well, if you from Brooklyn, born and raised, how could you take Nas's side over JayZ's? And my response is always like, because I listen to the lyrics. That's why. You know what I mean? And for me, I look at, I know Nas doesn't. The reason why Nas took so long to respond is because not that Hov is not a thinker, because he is. He's a brilliant one at that. But it's, you know, as we know, what Hov's process is that he can go in the booth and like niggas, you know, everybody says he could, you know, the JayZ thing, right? And then, all right, I'm ready to go 10 minutes later, whatever that is.
All right,
right?
go D. How did Jay do it in the booth?
Right? It was like,
man,
you know,
man.
So,
pushed out a turd in the booth.
That's Hov's thing. Nas, on the other hand, has said, I'm not a freestyler. I need to write it. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that with him because you can always tell the difference between somebody that goes in the booth and they stand there and they just listen to the beat you know, and then they just, you know, and they go in and do it. People like him, like JayZ, versus somebody that sits down and writes and they put a lot of thought into it. So that's why I've always appreciated Nas over JayZ in that regard. But the thing that I wanted to say about Kendrick and Drake, 2 points.
Said you appreciate Nas because his creative process takes longer. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. That's it. So 2 things that I want to say about Kendrick and Drake. The first thing is, for me, I've never been a fan of Drake. I've always likened Drake's singing style to a bad American Idol audition. Right? Like, he can't sing. And the idea of people going crazy over him has always baffled the fuck out of me. Like, I'm like, this dude, like, do you realize there's so many people that have gone on American Idol that sound just like him in tone, intonation, and delivery, and they get booed the fuck out of the room. But him, for some reason, he's been able to cut through.
That's Jimmy from Degrassi.
Maybe it is. But at what point are people being duped? Because there's some shit going on there.
At every point in Drake's career, people are being duped, because I'll take it a step further, brother. Not only can he not sing, he can't rap. He has ghostwriters.
Oh yeah.
So you are made. That's why this beef doesn't really interest me, because Drake is a machine.
Yeah.
He's not a person. He's a machine. There are so many people that are propping this character up for success. Like, the Kendrick thing was weird. I don't like a lot of the shots that he took. There are ways to go at Drake. It's because you're not real. Like, nothing about you is real. You don't need to call him a pedophile. You can just say, like, you're completely created. You have ghostwriters and you can't sing and you're not that attractive. But you are a created entity that motherfuckers have been told can sing, have been told is the greatest rapper of all time, and have been told is attractive. And now motherfuckers really think that he's a case study in fucking psychological manipulation.
Exactly. And the thing is that people just don't see it. It's so obvious. It is so obvious. Like, I remember firsthand, like, some years ago, I remember hearing there was that song Controller. I like that. I don't really remember, but I remember it, and it would catch me, and I'm like, yeah, this shit is all right. And then one day I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, this nigga can't sing at all. Like, what am I doing there? And then it was a couple of other songs. Huh? Would you say
Blame?
But then there was a couple of songs after that, and I was like, oh no, something's not right here. Now, concerning Kendrick, I haven't followed Kendrick's, recent music, right? For me, and this is bad for me to say, but it's just the truth. I am very much fixated in the music that I like from the era that I like. So much of my playlist is filled with artists that I like from back in the day, and then their new music whenever they release stuff, right? Kendrick, though, I got onto him way back in the day, and this was before that Good Kid, Mad City. Was that the name of that album? Mm-hmm. He had a song back in the day that got me hooked, and that was Rigor Mortis. Do y'all remember? Well, Ak, you don't, but Z, you remember that Rigor Mortis?
Man, song? I don't know any Kendrick other than what's on the radio.
So way back in the day, like, there was this song that he had. I'll send it to y'all. But that, and I was like, oh, this
don't
kid,
send it to me. I'm good. Man.
No, you're gonna like it, because this, like, he goes.
Is he rapping fast?
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's like a cadence on it. Like, it's sick, man. It was nothing like I had ever heard before. And you could just and I was like, yo, this dude is nice. And I had started following him after that. But yeah, man, I just don't pay enough attention to these guys. Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, like, because we went always different. After JayZ and Nas.
How you say we go different? We were talking about Kendrick and
I'm trying to explain something.
Okay, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So Drake represents Young Money, Birdman, and Jay Prince. Kendrick is Death Row, Snoop, Eminem, 50, Dre. J. Cole is JayZ. When JayZ came out and the takeover on and Nas came out with Ether, that's when a lot of people started beefing against each other in hip hop. While that happened, JayZ stepped away and he went and became the president of Def Jam. He left Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? He split it up. He took Rockefeller from Dame. You know what I'm saying? And then he went into Def Jam and became Def Jam's president and eradicated the Def Jam staff and council. You know what I'm saying? People still beefing. People still beefing. You know what I mean? JayZ's making these power moves where everybody's fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now he became Hov, right?
Okay.
Watch J. Cole. After all of this is happening right now, watch J. Cole end up being number one.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying that
So
this is an opportunity for a strategic move.
This is chess. It's not strategy. He knows how to strike.
J. Cole's been number one for me because he's the only one. Kendrick seems like a genuine, character, but I don't like his voice. He doesn't have any fucking bass in his voice. So it's hard as a man who came from like motherfuckers who sounded like Busta Rhymes and motherfuckers that sounded like just manly ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't like this high pitched weird shit. So that throws Kendrick off of me. The rigor mortis, I think I know what you're talking about because that's dope because it worked for what the style of the rhyme. His voice worked for it. But I don't want to hear an album of his voice, nor do I want to hear an album of animated voices where you change your shit on some Nicki Minaj shit. It's fucking horrible to me. So I don't really rock with Kendrick, even though some songs I like. J. Cole he stays in a certain pocket. Like he stays in a boom bap classic hip hop pocket. So he'll always be like number one as far as this weird ass era is concerned, because like there aren't enough people that are really like sticking to the script.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love him because he sticks to the script. Drake isn't real. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna print that shit out on stickers and just put that shit everywhere. Like Drake's not a real person. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even think Aubrey Graham's a real person. I think you got to peel back so many layers. This is the test for me. If Drake was just one of us and we all knew Drake and we were all hanging out and shit, would we really want to be around Drake? If Drake wasn't Drake, like, does Drake seem like the type of person? Is he interesting outside of the fact that you know what I'm saying? Like, is he like, what is interesting or dynamic or makes you want to be around this dude? Like, there's nothing about it. Like, if I was in a room, like, if somebody was like, yo, you could do $100,000 or an hour with Drake. Why the fuck would I spend an hour with Drake? Nobody, he's not even interesting in that way. Like, yeah, Jigga, you know what I'm saying? He can like tell you, he can tell stories or whatever. What fuck? I hate Drake, bro.
Hey, yo, first of all, the reason why you should hang out with Drake is because he was Jimmy from Degrassi. 2, y'all ever watched Degrassi?
Yeah, no. But let me say this though. The truth is that he was Jimmy from Degrassi, but that wasn't our era or generation of Degrassi. That's the second generation of Degrassi.
Jimmy wasn't the second. Jimmy was the first.
Jimmy was the second gen of Degrassi. We are the Gen X version of Degrassi, the original version of Degrassi High.
But Jimmy got shot.
Jimmy got shot as a second gen Degrassi High student.
So
we didn't care about Jimmy because we didn't watch that shit. You watched second gen Degrassi High?
My kids were watching it.
Okay.
So Drake is a hip hop artist.
My thing is this though.
Like Jake Paul is a boxer.
Say it again, bro. I'm sorry.
Drake is a hip hop artist like Jake Paul is a boxer. Like exact same situation.
My thing is, what if Jimmy gets shot again, like in real life, and Drake gets shot and he's back in the wheelchair?
Come on, we don't want that to happen.
I don't want Jimmy. I don't want Jimmy.
We don't. But if Drake got shot and ended up in a wheelchair,
fuck,
that would be crazy. God forbid.
God forbid.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but I want Drake and his entourage to be safe as I want Kendrick Lamar and his entourage to be safe as well. Nobody put the guns down. That's what Heather B said. All Glocks down.
Heather B.
Shout out to Heather B.
Shout out to Heather B.
My thing is this. Like, how do you become picked? Like without talent. I feel the same way about DJ Khaled. There's certain people who
Khaled drives me fucking crazy, dude. But
there are certain people
for another time, man.
Your talent is convincing people with talent that you're somehow necessary, which makes you the most talented motherfucker in the room.
Yeah.
Diddy, you know what I'm saying? The Diddy type cat.
Yeah.
And I get Diddy's talent.
Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
I get Diddy's talent because Diddy's talent is literally convincing everybody that I'm the most important motherfucker in the room, even though I'm the least talented. Khaled, like, I don't understand. And Drake is the same way. To your point, D, I can sing better than Drake. Yeah. And I can't sing, but I can sing better than Drake. Huh?
It's insane, bro.
No, the nigga, he can't sing. Everything about him is created. And that's the opposite of hip hop. Like everything is like synthetic about this dude. Like nothing is real.